Are you a fan of crime fiction? Well, if you are, you came to the right place, because behind me in the library there's an interesting event about to start. Crime writer Anu Patrakka is going to talk about her latest book and do a book signing. Let's check it out. For the past decade, Anu Patrakka has given Portugal a face to the Finnish readers. Now they have come to see her to this library in the heart of Helsinki. Anu is interviewed by her publisher Lari Mäkelä. He says the publishing company Ottawa is always looking for new voices, not just interesting stories, but they have to be told in a unique way. And Anu's way is very unique. She describes the most horrible crimes in detail, in almost clinical aloofness. Her stories are usually at least loosely based on true life events. But this latest book is an exception to the rule. It's a crime thriller, all right, but the idea came to her in a location, old mills she saw in the woods. She's a visual writer and wants to convey her readers the things she sees in Portugal.
Mun mielestä kirjoittaminen on ennen kaikkea havainnointia. Se on ihmisten ja ympäristön ja tapahtumien havainnointia ja tulkintaa.
This baby took 2 years and 9 rewrites to make. Author Anu Patrakka is an extremely disciplined, hardworking and motivated writer who has gained a sizable following and a great reputation in Finland and in the Finnish expat circles abroad. Author Anu Patrakka has written 9 novels. The latest one was launched today in Helsinki, and I'm so glad that I'm able to sit down with her. Welcome, Anu.
Thank you, Tommy.
Your latest book is called Kiusaaja.
The Bully.
The Bully. Tell me about the story.
Well, it's about university students that are doing pranks, and sometimes those pranks get out of hand a little bit. The book is about that, but it's also about doing witchcraft, which is quite common in some parts of Portugal, because the book is located in Portugal. And also a little bit about nature. I wanted to bring that theme into this book as well.
And your books always also have social commentary, don't they, about Portugal as a country?
Not just about Portugal, but in Europe in general, I think. Because even though my books are located in Portugal, because I live there, but many of the themes are throughout Europe, the same things.
Like?
Well, such as in my previous book, it was about immigrant workers and how they are treated, and that is exactly the same in several countries in Europe. The same problems and the same misery.
So that's how that story came about. If you can talk about your background, you have a very, very different kind of background before you became an author.
Yes, I always wanted to be a writer, but I had some realities in life, so I also arranged myself a proper profession. So I worked as a secretary and assistant for more than 20 years in Finland. But in the end I decided to try out something else and concentrate on writing, which I had been wanting to do for a long time. And so I quit my job, moved to Portugal and started writing. And now I am 9 novels later, sitting here with Tommy.
But you are very disciplined when it comes to writing. Tell me about your schedule.
On a normal day, I write for some time in the morning, an hour and a half maybe. Then I have lunch, and then I continue for 2-3 hours maybe. It also depends in which part of the process I am. When I'm writing the first text, the raw text, I normally do only one chapter per day, because I then have to stop and think how to continue. I don't plan ahead very much. So the story sort of evolves itself. It lives its own life.
Now, but you are writing crime fiction, and there's a plot to it. So you have to know who did it in the beginning, right?
Yes, I have some idea. Or I have an idea, but sometimes I change it. It happens. I'm not a very good planner.
You took a leave of absence from your secretarial job and first came to Portugal for a year.
Yes, that was a time in my life that many things happened in a short period of time. In my family, in my work, in my private life. So I decided that I need to take a break. And in Finland at the time it was possible for people who had a long career to take a year off, up to a year off. And I did that, and I went to Portugal because I had been there on a holiday and I loved it. So I went there, and but for the first 6 months I slept around the clock. I was so exhausted. But then I started writing. Nothing came out of it, but it was good practice.
Now you have a good motto, if you can tell that motto to the viewers about dreams.
If you want to accomplish a dream or make a dream come true, the first thing you have to do is stop dreaming and think of your dream as a goal. That makes it concrete, makes it more realistic.
Can you be more specific than that?
Well, if you want to accomplish something, you have to think of the ways how to do it. And I think that the processes that they use in the business world are quite good even in private life. Make the strategy, budget, schedule, a SWOT analysis, all these things that they do in the business world.
You companies. Can use as a writer or any kind of an artist or whatever you want to do.
In whatever. But you have to be realistic, because schedules always never come true as you planned. The budget as well always goes over the limit, but it's like any project.
Tell me a little bit about your life in Portugal. Of course, you write a lot every day. What else do you do? How do you live?
Well, I lead a very quiet life. I don't go out very much at night. Very, very seldom. I write, I look after my home, I go for a walk every day if it's not raining too much, prepare my own meals, and I do a lot of handicrafts. And I listen to books while I do it. And then I meet my friends whenever possible, but they all have their own lives. So it's not like daily or even weekly.
By the way, thank you very much for the woolen socks. So you're a single girl, you don't have a family of your own. Would you say that these books are in a way your children, or is that too corny a way of putting it?
No, I call them my babies. I do, sometimes in private.
Now, you also have a secret side, which is the romantic side.
Yes.
And I hear little birds are telling me that there's a Tuuli
Kivijoki.
Tell me about this mysterious Tuuli Kivijoki.
Well, she's a very romantic girl and a very rural girl as well. And she writes romantic fiction. She's the darker side of me.
Now, about the business side of being an author, how is it business-wise?
Well, it's getting better and better, and I live from my writing. Many Finnish writers cannot say that because it's a very small, how do you say, kielialue?
Language area, yeah.
Only about 5 million people speak Finnish, so it's a very restricted market for books. But I can say that I get along fairly well now. As I live in Portugal, in Finland I couldn't do this, but in Portugal it's possible.
Now, people who may be watching this from elsewhere in the world, are there any plans of translating your books into other languages, such as English?
That is my, I almost said dream, but I have to say that it's one of my goals. What I would like to bring forward in the Portuguese people is that they are very loyal, they help each other. I have experienced it that way. Maybe they wouldn't say it that way, but I have seen that people, for example, if their friend has a shop, they go to that friend to support the business. They support the local business, small business.
How have they received you? Finnish girl. Você fala português?
Sí, eu falo português. And of course it helps a lot to speak the local language. So I have been very well received.
Fantastic. Congratulations on your success. And final question, now that you are back in grey Finland in March, is there something that sticks in your eyes that you find strange?
The weather. I can't wait to get back to Portugal, to the sun.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anu Patrakka. Isn't she an interesting woman? So anyway, if you found this episode interesting and informative, please click like and subscribe to see more videos like this from Finland. And I'll see you next time. Moi moi!